Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Live Music Nation podcast, festival edition. I'm your host, Jake Gill. Today with Lora Fox. She is with the Green Hills Park Festival. Lora, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Lora, give us a little background on you. Where did you grow up? Talk just a little bit about your family and your career.
All right. I grew up in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, which is about 3 hours from Nashville. It's right outside of Knoxville. And I went out of state for college and for law school. And then I've been in Nashville and I've been working for the city of Nashville in the Department of Law now for 23 years.
Okay, very good. Let's jump into the Green Hills Festival. I always ask you three questions. What does it look like? What does it sound like? And what does it smell like? Meaning, food and different things like that. Our listeners are going to want to know those things. When they hop out of their car, what are they going to see?
Yep. Green Hills Park is a flat park, so you can see the whole festival when you arrive, and you'll see kids playing, you'll see food trucks, barbecue. We got the Loveless Cafe. We've got a music area and lots of booths. This year, we're going to have a children's market where at least 30 little kids will get to sell their wares. And it's a free festival, so everybody's welcome to come and just enjoy the day with their community.
All right. So let's touch a little bit more on the food. Give us some samples that you've had in the past.
Well, Loveless Cafe is known for their delicious biscuits, of course. And then the barbecue, I guess, I don't know what style you call it, that the thick red sauce is the kind I like, so I get that.
Sure.
But we've got beer, we've got hot dogs, we've got people who are going to have ice cones and things like that, all kinds of good stuff.
All right. Where did this festival, how did it start? And let's start with that. Where did it start?
Sure. I started Friends of Green Hills in 2015 because we were lacking some amenities in the park, even though it's a nice neighborhood. And this festival is our main fundraiser to be able to raise funds for the park. So we started the festival about 7 years ago, and we make our money from the sponsors. And so that means that the festival can be free to everybody in the community who wants to come.
Perfect. What has been the driving force behind it? A lot of your sponsors, area businesses jumped on and said, "Hey, we want to be a part of this." What are some future plans?
Sure. We're going to do things. We're raising money for a natural play area for the kids so that they can just be climbing, and it doesn't have to be the fanciest playground in the world, for kids to have a blast in the dirt and with big rocks and bridges and all kinds of fun stuff to climb on. And we're going to get a fancy water fountain where you can push a button and then it'll mist up and everybody will get to cool off in the summer. And then we're working on some exercise equipment that kids and adults can play on. Those are the kinds of things we're raising money for.
Gotcha. Why you? Why did you feel like this was something that you needed to get started?
You know what? My kids went to the school that was next door to the park. And so I just felt, one time I was walking in the park and it was kind of beat up, and there had been a water fountain there, and then it had been taken out and never put back. And I just thought, this is crazy. These kids are using this park. They don't even have a water fountain. And so we were able to raise money for the water fountain. We were able to add some nice benches and a shade pavilion, and we built in a real nice sidewalk so people aren't walking in the dirt when they want to get into the park. And so it's really been a great way for the community to get together and appreciate this park instead of just seeing it as a accessory to the school. It can be its own thing, and can be, we don't have a lot of parks in this area of town. And so I think people really appreciate it, and it's wonderful to have that green space, real nice for families.
Yeah, no, I agree. So relatively new festival. What's in the past 7 years? What's a highlight for you, Ben? What's been the continuing drive? Is there any particular touching moments or events that really have just kept you pushing for this?
Yeah, I think that my favorite thing is getting to see the kids play without their parents, being on top of them and watching out for them all the time. And I mean, we have security of everything, and they're not going to go outside the park or anything like that. but they'll just start playing pickup soccer and tag and just things that I think a lot of times kids these days don't get outside in their neighborhood and just play free spirited games like that. And so this gives the parents something to do. They get to listen to the music. They get to, drink beer and get the food. And we even have a football trailer that shows some football games.
Oh, yeah.
Their kids are playing safely and just meeting new kids in the neighborhood. And so it's been a great gathering experience.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Now, these next two questions are really tailored. They're perfect for you because you're in Music City of all places. So, best concert you've ever seen. And I ask you this because I like to survey the nation and I like to find out really what is people's favorite. So, you personally, Lora, what is the best concert you've ever seen in your entire life?
The best concert I've ever seen in my life was when I was in high school in Knoxville. It was probably 1988. I saw AC/DC.
Oh, man.
And Angus, what's his name, with the shorts playing guitar. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, I think that would be an incredible highlight of my life. Lora, dead or alive, you could bring one musical act to Green Hills, knowing that it's going to attract thousands and thousands of people, raise a lot of money. Who would you bring?
I personally would love to see Sheryl Crow. She lives in the area. She has a cool property, and you can see she's got the Longhorn cattle on her property, and so she's not that far away, and I think she would enjoy the festival. I think her kids would get a kick out of it.
That would be great. That would be awesome. I've been selfish. I've asked you a lot of questions today. This is a segment of the show where you get to ask me a question. Lora, what would you ask me?
I will ask you, what do you think makes an event fun for an artist?
So fun for me as an artist is an interactive crowd, a crowd that is engaging, is easy to engage, usually involves an all ages crowd. We find that kids are usually the ones that get things started. And so that is fun for me. But I'd say I'm most appreciative of a festival committee who tries to accommodate and make us as comfortable as possible. That's probably the second most important thing. And sometimes it's the most important thing. The last thing you want to do is step off the bus and to a bunch of surprises. It's easier if you step off the bus, you know what's going to happen. You've kind of met people ahead of time, and you get to, as an artist, get to feel like they are there for you as much as they are for the people that are attending the event. And that's really where we enjoy festivals so much more than, say, a casino or a club, where sometimes there's just so much pressure on the supervisors and the employees to produce that they forget about everything. That's a fantastic question. I'm glad you asked that because people need to know that from an entertainment standpoint. That's a wonderful question. Lora, how do people find out more about Green Hills, that whole area that you live in, you take your pride in, and how can they find out about the festival and the other events that you host through the year?
Yeah, they can go to www.greenhillsparkfest.com to find out about our festival, or friendsofgreenhillspark.org. And there's so much going on in Nashville. I'm not sure where to tell you about our neighborhood in general, but there's just a lot of great things to do in Nashville. It is certainly, a lot of people love to come here to visit, and it's a great place to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Lora Fox, Green Hills Park. Thanks for being on with us. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and